Hi, it's Wilma. Welcome to my video. Today I want to do a self-portrait and I haven't done that for a while. If you know my art, you probably know that I enjoy doing self-portraits. And I took a few reference photos the other day. I'm just gonna pick one of those, and then I also really want to make this like bigger than my usual pieces because I usually just make very small art. And one of my goals this year is to make bigger art. So I'm gonna try to do that, and the plan is to do this in gouache paint because I've really been enjoying that technique lately. So yeah, we're gonna get started and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Bye! Okay, so I got my paper set up. I'm using Winsor & Newton 300 grams, which the thickness of it is definitely good, but I don't know if it's gonna be like too... Honestly, I don't really know art terms. Well, I do, but like not a lot of them. But I feel like it might be too cotton-like. It might be better to have a paper that doesn't take in the paint as much for gouache paint. But I think I might just risk it and use this paper anyway, and I might regret it, but I guess we'll see. I don't really know if I have like a better option. I do have artist watercolor paper, which I think is really good for gouache paint, but I only have that in a smaller size, so I'm just gonna use this one. Whatever, I'll make it work. Okay, so this is what my sketch looked like, and I decided to do some eyes around my head, kind of just to add a little bit of creativity. And yeah, I'm painting this with gouache paint. Anyway, I thought that I would answer a few questions about self-portraits that I got a while ago that I was supposed to use for a different video that I never did, so I figured I would answer them now. The first question is, are you more or less critical when painting yourself compared to painting anyone else? I think that I'm more critical when I paint myself because I want it to be a realistic representation of myself, but at the same time I'm always gonna be critical of what I paint no matter who it is because I want it to be realistic. And since my style is somewhat realistic, it's always been important to me that I make the portrait look as close to the person I'm painting as possible, so I'm always gonna be critical. My self-portraits feel very personal. I mean, obviously since I'm painting myself, but with many of the self-portraits I've made, I've put a lot of meaning into them, so therefore I'll be a lot more critical with those types of pieces than if I'm just doing a random portrait of someone else. But I think it depends on if the portrait I'm painting is playful or if it has more weight to it, no matter if it's a self-portrait or a portrait of someone else. And even with the self-portraits I made, there are certain ones I've been more critical with compared to other self-portraits. So it's kind of a yes and no. But I do think that I'm a little bit more critical when I paint myself, just because like I kind of feel like I know what I look like, and if something is off I can feel it, compared to if I'm painting someone that I've literally never seen before. Like obviously I'm still gonna be critical with that, but I don't know, I feel like it's just a special thing to paint yourself, and I do become a little bit more critical with myself, yeah. The next question is, do you prefer to do self-portraits or portraits of other people? I've been on a self-portrait kick for the last year or so, and it started with me wanting to put more meaning into my art, and the person that I know the best is myself, so therefore I felt like I would be able to make the most meaningful art if I made it of myself. And after doing about 4 to 5 self-portraits, I realized that it felt pretty repetitive, and it was also very draining trying to make everything meaningful, so I've picked up doing portraits of other people again, but I think the key is to have balance with it. I enjoy doing self-portraits and portraits of other people pretty much the same, but if I had to choose one, well, I don't know if I actually enjoy them the same. I think that it's definitely a lot of fun to do portraits of other people because I can't always take good reference photos, but at the same time I enjoy the meaning that I put into my self-portraits a lot more. So if I had to choose, I'd probably choose self-portraits, because it's just like such a special thing to draw yourself, and it's kind of like you get to know yourself in a way that you never have before. So yeah, I really love to paint self-portraits, if you couldn't tell. Okay, the next question is it weird to draw yourself? No, it's a very cool thing to me. I love being able to document myself through a painting or drawing. I haven't made self-portraits for that long. I think I made my first one maybe in like 2018, but then I didn't make that many in 2019. I made more in 2020, and then 2021 is when I like actually started getting into it. But no, it's not weird. It's actually such a cool thing. Like, you get such a different perspective of yourself that you've never had before. And it's kind of like you start to appreciate all the small details about yourself, and looking at yourself from a third person, what's the saying? A third perspective. It's like the person that you're painting is not even you, and you can like actually appreciate yourself. I don't know, it's such a different thing. Like, it's not the same as looking at yourself in a photo. It's not the same thing as looking at yourself in the mirror. It's just so different, and I definitely think that it helps with self-love and all of that. So I would definitely recommend doing self-portraits to anyone who does art, no matter what type of art you like making. I would definitely recommend it. I don't know, I really like it. So yeah, I wouldn't say that it's weird. Those are all of the questions that I have time for. This is how my self-portrait turned out. I had such a fun time making this one. This one doesn't really have any meaning, which some of my self-portraits do, like a lot of them do. But this one was very playful. I wanted to work a lot more with contrast and shadow and light, and I'm very happy with it. I had a lot of fun. And anyway, thank you all for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! Have a good day.